Welcome to Mum's Work and Chaos. I'm Louise, and this podcast is designed to help fill the gaps in your village. Each week, I sit down with a new guest. Think of it like two friends having a chat about something important. From toxic family dynamics and medical misogyny to embracing who our kids are and understanding neurodiversity, we're here to make sense of motherhood, one chaotic conversation at a time. So grab a coffee, settle in, and let's dive into this chaos together. Hello and welcome to this episode of Mum's Work and Chaos with me, Louise. Today I am absolutely ecstatic because I am joined by the wonderful Casey Major-Bunce. You probably know her as Major Mum Hacks. She is not only a social media superstar, but she has just landed her own gig as a radio presenter, probably off the back of her wonderful podcast with her brother as well. So today, Casey is here not only to talk about her brand new book, but also to talk a bit about herself and why she started this journey on social media. So hi, Casey, welcome.
Hello.
It's so cool having you here. Like, we've been chatting on and off probably for about a year.
Yeah, we have. We finally got a date in the diary.
It's so lovely to like actually speak to you because, like, honestly, you've got so many followers and you can see that you actually make the time to speak to people and reply to messages. I don't know how you managed to fit it all in.
It's not easy.
I can imagine. Like, what are you on now? You're on I think you're getting close to almost 800,000 followers on
I
Instagram.
think I'm seven. I think I'm about seven. I'm seven. I think I'm about 720. And yeah,
Crazy.
it's just like it's mental. The whole thing has been absolutely crazy. But like my personality. But yeah, no, it's just it's been incredible. It really has.
Yeah, like, you've been on such an incredible journey since you started, and it all started with mum hacks, didn't it? Like, by finding ways to save time and money, and you share these hacks with all of us, and it's honestly really inspiring. I love them.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, no, it started like 2022. I had an Instagram account before that, and I was literally
Yeah,
just sharing photos of the kids, the girls, and that. It wasn't really doing anything, which was fine. I didn't set it out to be like that. And
yeah,
then I and then I kind of like I had this sort of brain thing that I've sort of thought to myself, who's actually helping sharing photos of like your kids? Who wants to see your kids all the time? Like, of course it's nice and it's sweet and it's like, oh, they're really cute, but it's like, actually, who does that actually help?
yeah,
And I thought, oh, do you know what? If I could help a few like mums, um, just sort of like make their life a bit more easier, a little bit more stress, save them a bit of money. I thought to myself, do you know what? I'm going to do it. And it was like my friend actually, Natalie, she was very much like, oh, go on, Case, go for it. It'll be really good. Like you're always the mum in the WhatsApp chat crap, not WhatsApp crap. Say that sometimes WhatsApp can be a bit crap.
can be, can't it?
Yeah. Depends who you're talking to and what bloody group you're in. Unless it's for a hen night, then it's like buzzing. Um, but yeah, no, it was sort of like that. I was always been that mum that sort of everyone's always gone to. I'm always like that friend as well. Sort of like I'll say to like my friends, like, look, I'll go to the place earlier. I'll do all the kids' balloons, all the party bags and that. You get dressed, you get the kid dressed, and then I'll meet you there 20 minutes before everyone arrives, and then you look like you've done it all. And I enjoy doing it. So
Yeah,
it's like it's never been like a chore to me. So I then just started thinking, oh, I'm just going to show a few things that I do in my own home, normal things. And yeah, this is where I am now. I'm like, what the hell? Like, if someone had told me this, God, I think I posted my first one in October 2022, so the end of the year. So it's closer to sort of to 2023.
yeah.
If someone had told me that sort of like, 2.5 years ago that I'd be sitting like here talking about my book, oh, wow, I wouldn't believe it. It is mental.
It's so exciting though. My background, I grew up as the eldest child of two,
Mm,
brought up by a mum who worked two jobs, single parent household.
yeah.
And we always, went into school with the packed lunch, and we always
Mhm.
had, like, it was very rare and very exciting if you got a Lunchable, all of that sort of
Yes.
stuff. And
So it's really, I love that reel that you did showing how to make your own Lunchable. I just thought it was brilliant, because then the kids don't feel left out. They've got their Lunchable. You're saving a crap ton of money because they are insanely
Yeah.
expensive. And actually, you're probably giving them things that are maybe slightly better quality.
Yes, 100%. I think for me, like as a kid, like we didn't have a lot of money at all or anything like that. But my mum made everything so fun. And
Yeah,
I don't look back at my childhood and think, oh my God, we were skint. We never had no
no.
money. We never did this. We never did that. We never had Domino's pizza. We never did that. I don't look back and look at that. I look back and think, right, my mum bought a frozen pizza. She would then set up like a station and she'd put like mushrooms, she'd put onions, she'd put like sweet corn there. And she'd get the frozen pizza out and she'd be like, go on and decorate it. That's what I remember. I don't remember she didn't spend £20 on like a Domino's. I know that says like everyone's like £20 on Domino's. That's a lie. Back then it would have been about 20 quid. Now it's like
Yeah.
£100. So I don't, and I never remember feeling like the odd one out,
No.
because my mum just made the effort of making sure the fact that we didn't miss out. And I think that's where a lot of this will come from as well, because I appreciate the fact that, you know, people don't have the money to do everything. And I think as well, like it's even like I did a hack about 2 years ago. Now I've never reposted it, because it was got so much shit and I was just like over it, to be honest, because
Yeah.
sometimes I do things, they go viral and people are just vile. But it was taking I still laugh now. And I do this though. This is a thing. So it's taking your own nacho cheese and
Yeah.
your own hot dogs to the cinema.
Right.
Right. And you can take it all and then you can just like take your nachos, you pour the nacho cheese on because it all
Yeah.
stays in the flask, and exactly the same as a hot dog. Now you can buy all this in there. So really if the cinema came up to you and was like, you can't do this, we're like, hold on a minute, mate, you sell this, like calm down. I'm not bringing in like a Chinese, or do you know what I mean? Like, or a
Yeah.
Mexican. So but there was so much crap I got for that, saying you're Thai. Do you know what I mean? Your kids must feel like they're really left out. And I said, no, what it is the fact that actually there'd be mums over the summer holidays that are literally, they cannot afford all that stuff at a cinema. So they will buy the ticket, they go to somewhere like B&M, they fill up their stuff with like sweets, they get sweets. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
But then the next step is they can't get the hot dog. So they go in there and then they say, the kids go, can I have a hot dog? And I go, no, you can't. And what it is it's fine to say no to your kid. Of course it's fine to say no to your kid. But there's a difference. There's a difference between saying no to your kid because you think, right, no, you've had enough, and saying no because you physically can't afford it.
Yeah.
And that's when the guilt steps in. So what I'm here for is I'm here for the mums that feel that you know, like was like your mum, a single mum. And
Yeah.
I'm not a single mum myself. I'm really lucky, but I have a lot of friends that are single mums,
Yeah.
and I think that, you know, and not only single mums, we both work, and there are still months where we both work and we're like, God, bank account's looking interesting this month. Do you know what I mean? Is
Well,
it pot
the thing
noodles all round? You
it's the
know,
same with
it's
us. Like
life.
previously, we're a family of five. We've got three kids as well. We both work. We both work full time. But again,
Hmm.
we saved up for years and years and years to be able to move house. We were in our first house for 11 years, and at one point, all three kids had to share a bedroom.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
so, and then we finally managed to move. But we also managed to go on our first abroad family holiday in 5.5 years in August last year. We just
Yeah,
managed to scrape enough money together. We actually, we had some money left over from the sale of the house, thank God.
yeah,
And we put that towards a holiday. But
yeah.
no, we haven't been able to afford to go abroad in so long. We just
So,
thought, sod it, we're going to do it. But
and just like get on with it and just sort of like enjoy
but
it.
now we're still scraping together to make ends meet some months, and especially after Christmas.
Yeah.
Like we were bad this Christmas. Everything was rushed. We didn't budget properly.
No.
And you know, after speaking to the lovely Megan, that girl in debt, I will be putting a proper budget in place from now on. But it's really difficult, and sometimes you do go without, and sometimes you have to say no. And I didn't grow up with like branded foods. We weren't a bird
No.
finger family. We were a Tesco value family.
Yeah,
And that's just the way it
100%.
was. We didn't know any different. You know,
No.
it tasted the same, it looked the same, it worked. That was the way it was. But my mum was creative just like yours. You know, we love to decorate your own pizza night, and learning to cook as well gave us a bit more freedom too to explore things and try stuff out. But yeah, it was very rare we got a takeaway, maybe like once or twice a month at most. And that was usually from the fish and chip shop down the road, because a bag of chips was £1. You know?
Yeah, I think it's so important as well to sort of like note that the fact that, you know, it's not always, you know, things aren't always real life on Instagram. Like you were saying about not going on holiday. My son's 14 years old. We've never gone on a holiday abroad with all the kids, and my son's 14. So he's never been. We are going to really try this year. That is like literally one of our things that we've been saving for, and we really, really want to do with the kids and take them all onto a plane. But it's not normal life going on holiday 5 times a year. It's amazing if you can do that. If you can do that, amazing.
Yeah.
But what I hear people all the time saying, you know, well, they work hard. No, 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 no. Everybody works hard. Majority of people work hard. Everyone's just unfortunately got different jobs and different wage package at the end of the month. And that is how it is. It's not the fact that, oh, well, they're having 5 holidays, they've got a big house, they've worked harder than you. No, that's not. And I do agree. And I do think sometimes it is luck. I really do think that sometimes in life you are lucky, and sometimes in life people are unlucky.
Yeah. I think it's really difficult as well. Like when you compare yourself to other people, it can be really, really hard. And I know I've fallen foul of comparing myself to other people, and like, but there's so many differences. Like me and my husband both went to uni, and in a way that set us back 3 years. Didn't actually project us forward in any way, shape, or form. And so we had friends who had been in the workforce for 3 years, longer than us, who were earning the same or in fact more than us, and then invested better in property. So starting with a flat rather than a house like we did. And so in a way, actually starting with the flat helped them get more equity faster to be able to then buy a bigger house than us.
Exactly.
And so on. And so it's just the choices you make.
Yeah.
And so different. And we thought we were doing the right thing at the time, going to uni. We were I was the first in I say that. I was the first in my family to go to not a polytechnic university. Most of my parents have teaching degrees. But you know, I went into business. I did a marketing degree. My husband's older sister was the first in her family to go to uni. And so it, you know, there was sort of this expectation that we'd go into further education, we'd you know, better ourselves. But I don't know if it necessarily did. Like, I know that a lot of the stuff that I know now for my job, I've learned on the job. And so I wonder whether I would have been better off ditching the degree, going in as a marketing intern and learning the job.
I think it's the same with, you know, with the person, you bought a house and they bought a flat, and it's exactly the same with what you're saying about going to get a degree. You could have 2 people and they could do exactly the same thing, do the same university, go and get the same job, and actually within 5 years they could be on different paths. One will be on a higher pay grade, and that's nothing to do with what they've learned, what the decisions they've made. It's just to do with maybe that person was more likable, maybe someone liked them a little bit better, and it's nothing to do with personality. It's just the fact that in life you got on with different people. Exactly the same with the flat thing. You could have still bought a flat in exactly the same area, but unfortunately your flat did not go for the same price as what their flat did. And it is literally, it's not, you know, of course there's decisions to be made in life, but at the same time I do believe that it's one of them things. And you know, I don't really, you know, I don't really compare myself to other people. I don't really think, oh, you know, I never look at anyone's life and think, I wish I had your life. And the reason being is because growing up, there was a person that I knew, and they had a lot of money. They had a lot of money and they had a lovely home, but they had a severely disabled child. And even at the age of 18, I knew, you know, I used to listen to people, older people than me, going, oh my God, they've got the best life ever. And I used to be at 18, I used to think, I'm sure they'd swap every penny they had for their child to have a full life. I'm not saying being disabled, you don't have a full life, but you would, if your child couldn't walk, you would swap all the money you have so they could have that experience of walking. And I think that it's very easy to wish and look at other people's lives and on Instagram and think, I want their life. It looks perfect. I can tell you now it's not perfect. It's really not. And I hope on my account I come across like that. I hope in my, I always worry about the fact that, you know, because I have got these ideas, that people will sort of think, oh, she's the perfect mum. But you know, there are times when I did it the other week. I woke up late for school and it was a fucking shit show, like literally the worst thing ever. So imagine this, right? No one's at home, like my husband's away and my son's walked in at 7:30 in the morning. We leave school at 7:30 in the morning. My son's coming to me. He's gone, Mum, I've looked at it and I thought, oh God, it's light. I went, what's the time? I went, what's the time? And he was like 7:30. I was like, ah! So I've like jumped out of bed. I've turned round and like my other son's standing there at the doorway, but he's fully dressed, hair done, everything. And I'm thinking, why are you fully dressed? I said, what time did you wake up? And he's like, 6:30. I went, why didn't you wake me up? He was like, didn't really think about it. And I was like, So I'm like running around. And they're like, before we've left, I was like, has everyone had breakfast? And they're like, no. And I'm like, oh my God. So I've got my pancake muffins. And that's why I always say these pancake muffins are a lifesaver. So I've like, give each one a pancake muffin, shoved them in the car. I was chuffed. I was in the car at 10 to 8, 20 minutes. Getting my eldest son ready, which you wouldn't believe. It's like getting your oldest son, he's 14. No, telling him, come on, chop, get off your game, get off your phone.
Yeah.
And getting the twins ready. And then I'm driving like up the road and getting them all to school. And then all of a sudden it's occurred to me, I thought, I ain't brushed my teeth, which means I bet no one else has. So I've said to the kids, have you brushed your teeth? And they all looked at each other and they went, no, we haven't. I was like, oh my God, I've give my kids chewing gum. So I've just said, here's a chewing gum for you, chewing gum for you. You've got the girls in the back chewing this chewing gum, going like, it's hot, it's hot, it's hot. I'm shoving
Oh,
water.
spicy.
Yeah, that's it. Spicy. I'm giving them water. I'm saying, take some water, give me the chewing gum back because you can't have chewing gum. You can't. And that was my morning. So yeah, what a show. What a show and a half.
Honestly, that's me at least probably once a week. And on Friday we'd had World Book Day on Thursday, so they've
Yes.
gone in their like dress up costumes and stuff. And then on Friday, my middle one, who's in reception, they get them to go in their PE kits. Don't get me started. I hate the whole idea. It really bugs me because I feel like they should be learning how to dress themselves, and
Yeah.
it's just extra practice at school. I
Yeah.
don't care if they actually run around the playground or not. Like at the end of the day, I'd rather that they learn their fine motor skills and could do a button
Yeah.
than could kick a ball. But whatever, it's not my job. So I totally forgot and dropped her off in full school uniform.
Oh, she has to go
Come
back.
home, get her PE kit and take it to school. And I was like, do you know what? One of my followers pointed out to me that was the second time I've done this now. And I pointed out to her that in fact, yes, it was the second time I've done it, but it was twice in 2 different terms. So I feel like I'm actually winning.
Yeah. No, you are winning it live.
Like, you're not bringing me down today.
No, you're not bringing me down.
Twice in 2 different terms.
I would have had to go back to that. If someone said to me, it's twice you've done this, I would have had to go back. No, it's actually 3 times. Because I just like to just take it up a step and just be like, no, it's actually 3 times. Get it right. I've made this mistake more than twice.
There, isn't it? We can't all win. And when we're trying to get
No.
3 kids out the door and one of them is refusing to get dressed, or one of like my middle one, she's very like sensory orientated, and so like she doesn't like the feel of like the line on her tights and her socks.
Yeah.
And so she can sit there for half an hour whining about socks, and so you just got to leave her and get on with it.
You do. So
Got to let them get on with it on the floor. Like, step over her, say, babe, when you put your shoes on, it will feel totally different and it will be fine. She knows this. It's the same every flipping morning. It has been since September, but no, we're still getting used to it. Oh my gosh. But you've grown this amazing online community of people that you're helping, and also, people that love and enjoy your content and love you back, which is amazing. And because of this amazing community that you've grown and all of these hacks that you've found and put together and collated into your wonderful Instagram profile, you now have the most amazing book that's coming out. So let's talk about your amazing book. Well, one sec, I've lost the title of it. It was right here. The Big Book of Major Mum Hacks, 150 Simple Tips and Tricks to Help You Boss Family Life. Now, that title, I need that book, like ASAP.
It's brilliant. I've actually got a copy here. So
Oh,
it's
I can't
actually
wait.
like, and that's like the back of it.
Oh, it's beautiful. And
But
I've seen some of the inside layout as well. It's stunning. It's such a beautiful
so
book.
it's just I wanted it color coded. So
Yes.
like you've got, for instance, like on the go. So that would be like all stuff like on the go when you were going out like and about with the kids,
Yeah.
when you were going on holiday. Everything had to be really simple laid out. So here's some of like this is only literally some. So you've got like a home, and you've also got everything. You've also got like icons as well. So it would say if it's like home. Can you see that?
Amazing. Yeah.
Home. So you've got like icons that says about it. You've got special occasions. So special occasions will be like you've got loads for birthday, Valentine's Day, Easter, Pancake Day, Halloween, bonfire night, Christmas, New Year, and then other occasions as well.
God.
And even like we've got different seasons as well. So I've got spring, summers, we've got holiday, airport, the beach, we've got the garden, we've got picnic, we've got summer foods, and then autumn and winter, we've got back to school, staying in, rainy days. It is literally,
It's amazing.
it's me in a book. It's me in a book. So I love it.
Oh my gosh. But how, I mean, like you've come up with some brilliant hacks and you've like I don't know how you've managed to collate that book when you've got so many. How did you go about picking and choosing your top 150 hacks?
So
Because
it's,
you must have many more than that.
yeah. So it's funny you say that actually, because so majority of what's in this book isn't on the Instagram. I
Yeah.
made sure of it. I didn't want them in both places. I wanted one in a book because obviously otherwise what's the point of even getting a book?
Yeah.
Because if you can just get it on the page. But I just wanted like it step by step. So it wasn't easy. I think originally we had 300 and we had to cut it in half, and it was really, really difficult. We cut it down to about 180, and then
Oh
we
my
kept
God.
going through and through and through and through.
I think by that
um
point I'd have just gone to my editor, be ruthless, just get rid of what you
yeah.
don't like.
The thing is though, I've been quite sneaky in the whole thing. So it's 150 hacks, but there's something called hack the hack.
Oh, okay.
So I have put that in there. So even though it says 150 hacks, there's actually more than 150, because I've made sure that I've tied some of the hacks in. So it's like hack the hack. So even though this is the main thing, you've also got this on top of it. And it's even like, do you know, when you do, what do you call it? Oh, I'm going to lose the name. You know, what are they called? Um, icing, icing bags for the
Yeah.
kids, the little,
Yeah.
but like not icing bags, but like the little pens, the icing ones.
Yes.
And obviously they get really stuck. They're really hard for little hands to push. So I always put mine in boiling water for like literally
Yeah.
10 seconds, and then the kids can just write their names lovely in them because they just
That's what
come
my
out
mum
really
used to do
easy.
as well.
Yeah, and I think that's it. I think there's so much in here that will remind you of your childhood. That, oh my God, my mum used to do that, and there's so many new stuff in here that will help like different kids. I had the Telegraph coming around yesterday for an exclusive photo shoot around my house, and she's a mum, and she was just looking through like the book because she hadn't seen it completely yet, and she was just, oh my God, I'm going to do that, oh my God, I'm doing that, oh my God. And it's lovely when you hear that. I think, oh, and that was it. It was to make the whole book wasn't about kids. It wasn't for the kids. It was for the mum to
Yeah.
make herself feel better about her morning, about her day. And I said, if I can take, 10 to 20% stress out of a mum's day, I'm winning, because
Well,
you've got that back.
that's the thing. Like, I I started this podcast in 2023,
Mm.
and we had we had a tough old lockdown. We'd had a baby during lockdown. our eldest started school in lockdown, so we
Yeah.
had to home. So she literally was in for half a term, and then we were homeschooling her until the
So
summer
hard.
term. That was hard times.
Yeah, it is
Um,
hard.
and part of the reason I started the podcast was because I was like, I had so many questions. I had no one to ask. Like,
No.
health visitors weren't visiting. The school wasn't schooling.
Yeah, school was no one was vibing.
No one was doing no one could do the full top job,
No.
especially if it involved actually seeing people. Like when Indy was born, the health visitor came to weigh her, and she was literally fresh as just born. It was like the third day where they come and weigh the baby just to make sure they've not lost too much until the next week when they again
Yeah.
weigh them again. And I had to strip that baby naked and put it on the scales on the doorstep on the front in the front of my house, so my neighbours could see us weighing a baby on a doorstep.
It's crazy. It is.
With a health visitor and full
Yeah.
PPE, and that was a whole thing. And I just thought, how many other parents are struggling? Like even now, like even back in 2023, like we still went back to like full services and stuff. And my eldest had speech and language difficulties as well. So like she has a list
Yeah.
by tongue tie.
Right.
But she has the tongue tie where it's like the muscle at the back of the tongue
Right.
makes the
Okay.
tongue lie flat. And so
Oh
she makes that
gosh.
noise.
Yeah.
It's really fun. So it's really difficult. But I spoke to a speech and language therapist on the podcast, and we spoke to a dietitian about fussy eating, because a lot of the kids were starting school and they were really struggling with school dinners and stuff, because again, parents have a very limited some parents like myself can be quite limited with our cooking skills as well.
Yes, 100%.
And so I curated this podcast of experts and people who could help, and I'm so glad to have
Amazing.
you on as one of
Oh, thank
my
you.
expert people to come and speak to us today. But it was so tough during lockdown.
Yeah.
I wanted to produce something and make something to help make life easier for mums who needed that help,
which is incredible.
Yeah, and it
really is.
But it's going really well. But like equally, I just feel like there's so much more that we can do, and that when there's people like the both of us, where we're trying to help people and share things to like make the mental load a bit easier.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
It just helps with that with all of that. And I think as a mum of three who works full time and then somehow crazily started a podcast, I do find it hard to like prep things in advance and do stuff as well. But watching your videos, I think that I have the ability to overthink a task.
Yes.
So it might be like I'm thinking, I've seen someone batch cooking a week's worth of meals, and I'm like, I have stuff to do on a Sunday, like 7 loads of laundry.
Yes.
How am I supposed to do that and put all the clothes away at the same time?
No.
But then I watch your videos and all of a sudden it clicks, and I feel like, it's so easy. I could just put some yogurt into an ice cream mold and make them ice creams. They're not going to know that I wasn't able to go to the shops, and that in fact it's their fromage frais from earlier.
Yes. Yeah.
So cool.
100%. I think sometimes that's what I want my Instagram to be about, is sometimes it's sort of like there's so much to digest and you haven't got time. So that's why my videos are always fast. And people always say, why are they so fast? Because people ain't got time to sit there and watch an hour of me chatting on. They really haven't. So it's just a nice time where it's like you can go on there, you can see something. It's 15 seconds. That's not going to waste your day. And you're going to actually learn something from it, hopefully, and take away and or maybe change something. You think, oh, that's really good. I like that, but I'm going to change this about it. And it's yours,
I think that's the other thing, like you were saying about the hacks in the book being hackable as well.
Yes.
It's nice to be able to like change it up and make it your own, isn't it?
100%.
But like I really love the idea that you managed to sneak a couple of extra sneaky hacks in by hacking your hacks.
Yeah, exactly. It's just the way I did it. I don't even think the book publisher realised. I think they were just sort of like, yeah, okay, so I'm going to hack the hack. I was like, what's hack the hack? And before you know it, everything's got hack the hack. So there's more than 150 hacks in this book. I've made sure.
Love it. So, um, so not only have you written this book, you've also started a radio show as well. Can you tell us more
Yes.
about the radio show you're presenting, where we can
Yeah.
find it, and so on?
Yeah. So it's on FM and DAB. It's Express FM. I've been on Express FM quite a lot, and I it's something that I really, really have wanted to do for probably about a year now. Be a radio presenter.
Yeah.
I love chatting on. I love just talking. And yeah, and after like a couple of months of talking about it, and yeah, it went ahead. So I'm doing every Tuesday on Express FM, and I'm co-hosting with a gentleman called Paul Marsh, really nice bloke.
Yeah.
And he does keep making me laugh though, because he keeps saying, "Oh yeah," because obviously it's different, like in our generation, and our generation. And then like when we was off air, I went, "Can you ease up, please?" He was like, "What?" I was like, "We ain't the same age, mate." I said, "I'm 34." I said, "You're 44." I said, "Let's get this straight right now." I said, "Paul, we ain't the same age. So stop saying we're a we, please." And like he was really laughing. But we got on really, really well. Good banter. And yeah, no, so that's that every Tuesday. And I will be hopefully in a few months, once everything settles down with the book, once I'm not overloaded, I am going to start doing a segment on there on my own as well. So twice a week.
That's so exciting. And of course, you have your podcast Majorly Hacked Off as well with your brother.
Yeah. Yeah, with Kai. And it's we love doing it, to be honest. Like,
Yeah.
it's like an outlet. And we've been really lucky with that. So many like people supporting it. And we just really enjoy just having a chat. We talk about everything, literally every single thing. Um, and it's just, yeah, it's really funny. I think we keep it really light. And when you listen to it, the majority of people say they at least burst out laughing 7 times. So that's like when we did a poll, they said it was 7. And we had a voice note from someone the other day saying that she's going to kill us because she was in, I think it was Costa. And she said she was just listening to it, and that was it. She was at the counter. She had to like hold her legs together because she couldn't stop laughing. And like she said, in the end, she had to leave Costa because she said she didn't get a coffee. She said it's just like she needed a coffee to start the day, but she could not cope. She couldn't stop laughing. She even like turned it off, but then she was still laughing about it. So yeah, I just think for me, it's laughter's brilliant, and you don't know how much someone actually needs laughter that day. So I love creating that. And then like the radio show is obviously a lot more like not swearing and things like that. It's a lot more sort of like someone texts me saying, "Oh my god, you're going to be the only radio presenter that's ever like said like 10 swear words back to back." So
I
yeah,
think you will be. I think you'd have to go back to when Johnny Vaughan started on Radio X, and
yeah, just kept swearing.
when he started to realise that he actually wasn't on Big Breakfast anymore.
Yeah, no, it's funny, isn't it?
Honestly, I mean, I've been following you for years, but seeing how you've grown this community of amazing followers and with your wonderful hacks and oh and everything that's been going on, including the addition of Percy, who
Oh, he's just
the
like the best thing
cutest
ever.
thing
It's
on the
just the
planet.
best thing ever. I was just actually before I came on to your podcast, I was just like getting him to sit and wait and everything like that, and getting him to sort of do his little tricks because he loves doing it. He like honks
Yeah,
around
yeah.
me. And he is Larry. He's sort of like if you don't do what he wants to do, he's kind of like and he
Oh my
cops, and
God.
he's got his own little personality, highly intelligent.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
I just literally I love him, and he fits so well in the family. Kai's is actually downstairs right now cuddling him because Kaiser literally just lays on. I've got them like a big old like it's like a bean bag, but it's not. It's like a flat bean bag.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
Kaiser just makes them both like a little bed, and they sit there and watch TV together and cuddle. But he's incredible. I think yeah, he's really helped our house as well and helped the kids.
Yeah. I think we've got a dog who's an absolute crazy nutter. But we've had him since he was a puppy. And my youngest, I think, how old is he now? He's a year and a half old. So she was about a year and a half old when we got him. And they've just grown up together. And so
Nice.
yeah, but it's crazy. Like these two are in cahoots. And so like he'll come to the dining table while we're eating dinner and he'll just go up to Hannah and puts his head on her chair.
Oh,
So you want to eat all of that? Like,
yeah,
sure?
yeah.
What you want? Are you sure you can't give me some?
Oh,
And so you have to like catch her sneaking food to him
yeah.
at the table. Um,
It's cute though.
but they lie together on the sofa, and like when my eldest was off sick a couple of weeks ago, he was just lying with her, and he was had his head on her tummy,
Oh,
coming with her too, and he's just the cutest with all the kids. Like they're inseparable. But I
it's
just think
lovely.
it's so good for them to have him, but equally, obviously, for him to have them because
Yeah,
they get to do all the tricks and stuff with him as well. And
yeah, it's lovely. Yeah,
I'm
animals are so
guessing that's the
important,
same with
aren't they?
Kirsty and your kids as well.
Yeah, I just think animals are just important for children. I think they're really important for kids, and it's just lovely for them to have them around and sort of learn kindness and also sort of I love animals so much.
Yeah, I think like they like to take it in turns to feed him as well, and I think it's
Mm,
such an important responsibility learning to look
100%.
after an animal as well, and remembering to feed him and wanting to take him into the garden and give him a run around or take
Responsibility, isn't it? It's a
yeah,
responsibility having an animal. It's not just they're not just cute and fluffy.
no, exactly. And my eldest, although she has ADHD, she's the eldest.
Yeah.
So naturally is a bit more responsible than the others, isn't she?
Yes.
And so she preps all her clothes the night before for school,
Ah.
and comes down dressed. But then we suffer the dangers of distraction downstairs.
Yes. Yeah.
So it's like she'll go and have her breakfast, but then she'll get distracted by something, forget to brush her teeth or put her shoes on or something,
Oh.
and so they're still chasing around to do
Yeah.
it. The major bits are done, and so we try and promote as much responsibility in the house as possible,
Yeah. 100%.
without it being like they're kids at the end of the day.
Yeah. Oh.
Mess happens. We
Yeah, it
still need to
definitely
tidy up
does.
after each other. But
Definitely
yeah,
does.
no, it's such a lovely thing, and I just love all the plans that you have for him as well, and like the bit down the side of your house and,
Yeah,
and
it's
the
lovely.
field and stuff.
Yeah, it's lovely. He's got a I can't wait to get him down the side of the house. He's having none of
Yeah.
it at the moment. He screams at me when I put him out there. He's just a prince. He just sits in front of the fire. He's a prince. I call him princess sometimes, but he is prince.
Honestly, he must be such a joy to have in the house.
Yeah, he really is.
But seeing your journey and going from hacks to podcasts to radio shows to books, it's such an amazing journey, and I think everyone who follows you is grateful to be on it with you, which is
Oh, thank you.
I think it's just so nice when you see everyone cheering you on. It's so lovely
Yeah,
to see,
it
isn't
is. It is really nice. It's like overwhelming, but in a really good way, not in a bad way. And it's. I always say as well the fact that I don't know how long this will last. Like at the end of the day, I don't know whether I'll be here in 2 years' time. Like I don't know. I don't know what will happen. You don't know whether anything will exist. Do you know what I mean? You just never
Yeah.
ever know. So I always just say I'll just enjoy it. And I do enjoy it, and I love the people that are behind all the other accounts that follow me, and I just love chatting to them. And I love my inbox. My inbox is like my favorite place on Instagram because I get to chat to everybody.
Well, thank you so much for coming on. But
Thank you.
before we wrap up,
Yeah.
where can everyone get their hands on your amazing?
So you can get your hands on the Big Book of Major Mum Hacks at Amazon. You can get it on Waterstones, WH Smiths. anywhere like that, and order online. And there'll be a few stores that are stocking it, but they will be. There's a waiting list in a few already, as in people have actually gone in and said like they want the
Yeah.
book. So obviously, if there's only 3 or 4 copies in each store, then you might not get it. So I would say your best bet is to order on Amazon, Waterstones and things like that, so you can get it. But yeah, no, that's where you can get the big book of Major Mum Hacks. So fabulous. Thank you.
I know a lot of shops will be able to pre-order as well, won't they? So it's still worth going in before your book comes out and making sure that they pre-order that as well.
Yeah, 100%.
And then obviously everyone can find you on Instagram at Major Mum Hacks as well. And I'll also share the link to Espresso FM so everyone can listen to it.
And thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me on. I've had a lovely time.
It's been an absolute pleasure. You're more than welcome to come on whenever you want.
Thank you. You have to come on. I'll have to get you on the radio.
Oh yeah,
I can get you on. I can get you on
Yeah.
the radio. Yeah, 100%. I've messaged so many people because I believe that women supporting women is how it should be. I've messaged so many people and said, look, we'll get you on. 150%. I'll get you on.
I can't wait.
And I could be the interviewer.
Oh my God, that's so weird. Honestly, when I went on Lottie's show, it was the weirdest thing being asked the questions instead of asking them.
Yeah, I know. It is crazy. But yeah, no, we'll get you on it. But no, thank you so much for having me, and speak soon.
Speak soon.
Thanks so much for joining me on Mum's Work and Chaos. If you've enjoyed this episode, please take a moment to like, subscribe, and leave a review. It really helps us to reach other mums out there. Don't forget to follow us on social media at Mum's Work and Chaos Podcast for more updates, laughs, and support. Until next time, remember, we're all in this chaos together.